Hello, welcome to the Pitt OLS Semifinals. Iron Scout B Fan Club versus Ass Snabber blah blah blah. Booty Clapper Crocs. Alright, gonna be getting started in a moment. Here we can see they're organizing. But let's look at the draft. Haven't really been keeping up with OLS thus far. Don't really know what role people are playing. I see Krusty Krab is in the mix, master tier player. He's a force to be reckoned with. Um, so that's something to keep an eye out for over here on Iron Scout B's team. And then, yeah, anything else I notice? Shiny Trika is solid, Lobshish is solid. Pretty impressive that all three players are on that team. Asian Sim really punches above his weight class in the top lane. Has a nasty Fiora. Those who know, know. Um, and Team 2, Curse of Dragons, killer support player. Withe. He plays several roles. Pretty good. B-Bone, solid. JB Roaster, solid. Was on my team last season. Pretty solid. Oh, we're in the bands. And Menacing Menopause is also solid. So yeah, looks like it'll be a good contest. Jace being banned, so I believe that's Withe's Jace. And the Katarina. That's probably Shiny Trico. I think Shiny Trico plays Katarina. Good bands, good bands. I wonder if they're gonna ban out anything for Enrique. Blue team might try banning. I actually don't know who's. We do know who's on which side. Karthus. I don't know who plays Karthus. Fiora. That's Asian Sim's best champ. That makes sense. And Blitzcrank. Curse of Dragons. Is a fan of the Blitzcrank, so they wanted to get rid of that one. And the last ban, Wukong. Pretty meta right now. I'm sure that's probably Krusty Krab's go-to. Okay, let's see how the picks go. Varus. Pretty solid in the meta right now. Makes sense. I don't keep up so closely with the meta. But I am pretty certain that is meta. Ooh, Thresh Draven, power lane. That's gonna be a fun lane to watch. Who's the Draven player? Is that JB Roaster? Maybe? Maybe. Zyra, Varus Zyra. So you can do a little bit of Zyra is good with particular AD carries, and I think Varus is a pretty decent pairing with Zyra because you can have Varus Ultimate into Zyra E or Varus Ultimate into Zyra Ultimate, and the player will get knocked up by the Zyra Ultimate. So yeah, good chaining in that bot lane. But of course, Thresh Draven, pretty scary. Thresh has pretty low cooldowns right now. The Vi got picked up. Vi also has pretty disgusting cooldowns. Her dash ability, I forget which key it's on, comes up like every I don't know 5 or 6 seconds, like mid game. And the Zac picked up. Zac, just a very solid champion. He's really good for getting onto the back line in team fights, in engaging a team fight, which is can be a very powerful thing. Azir gets banned. I didn't know Lobshish plays Azir, but I guess he does. Heimerdinger, that's Menacing Menopause specialty, I believe. Malphite? I I suppose Asian Sim maybe picks up the Malphite. Like as his backup for when Fiora is banned. Maybe. Because Malphite can't really be abused in lane. And if Wythe is the top laner, he's Diamond 4. He'll be wanting to use his skill advantage over Asian Sim if he can get a good matchup for that. Ziggs, that's going to be a mid Ziggs, most likely. And now, here on the bottom of the draft, B4, we need a top and a mid laner. Probably gonna counterpick. Well, definitely gonna counterpick mid one of these. Akali, very aggressive mid lane pick. Um, high elo and pro players love picking the Akali and the Zed. So one of those are gonna be a top lane. Very interesting. Actually, that's probably Akali top lane. It could be Zed, but Zed top isn't very good in general, and Akali top can be decent, although players tend to play Akali mid more. But yeah, and then Shen top. I don't know how good Shen is into Akali. I kind of get the feeling that Shen isn't good into Akali. Akali gets some empowered autos, but which Shen can block. I don't know. I'm trying to theorize it. Um, I guess we'll find out, but I just get the feeling that in general that will be a Kali favorite. And I'm just checking. Checking if this is BO3 or BO5. Please be BO3. I do not want to be here all night. Don't want to go to a 5-game series. BO17. That's a joke, but I'm not getting an actual answer. I'm still not getting. Alright. Yeah, they're probably not going to tell me. Alright, so again, just a reminder, here are the picks. Things to look out for. The Zac engage with the Shen ultimate on top of him. That can be very brutal for the backline, the Varus Zyra. However, Vi is an engager and Akali and Zed are assassins. So this is going to be, assuming this is a close game, this could be tough for Ziggs Draven. Also, so like, this is going to be engagers. Engagers are going to be taking over the game in all likelihood. And who are the players? Okay, so Chiz is enemy here. but it shows their name here. That's interesting. Um, so let's see. For this side, it's gonna be Krusty Krab on Vi, and then Shiny Trico on Zed, and Asian Sim on Akali. Um, Asian Sim's a fine player. But Shiny Trico and Krusty Krab are pretty good players, and I'm sure they will be difficult to ignore as backline invaders. Is that B-Bones Zach? B-Bones Zach, and then Shen is Withes, so they're pretty decent players. I think this team is like a bunch of solid players, and then this team has some really strong players and some weaker but not super weak players. Alright. The Galio ban. Oh, they actually did. Oh, they're going with the real bans. Oh, they banned Galio. I guess that counters Zed? I think. Even though Galio's like an champion that's considered good against AP, I think he's considered good against Zed because his taunt counters Zed's ultimate. Pretty sure. Oh, and now we have the dreaded 3-minute wait. So I'll go matchup by matchup. Akali versus Shen. I think generally in this matchup, as long as Shen doesn't lose, Shen wins. Obviously, he gets the ultimate across the map. Actually, we might see some crazy Akali follow with the Akali E. That would be fun to see, since Shen ultimate takes him across the map. How long is it? 2 minutes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay. So that would be fun to see. Akali definitely, like, once Akali gets 6, she can have kill pressure on Shen. We'll see if Asian Sim can create that kill pressure. Mid lane, Shiny Trika's Zed versus Menacing Menopause's Ziggs. They're both solid players. I think Shiny Trico is maybe a little better. I haven't really kept up in LoL at Pitt, really. So I don't know who's been playing more in the past several months, so I don't know skill levels so well. But also Zed, Assassin, obviously. Ziggs, vulnerable to Assassin if you don't play mechanically well enough. His bomb can be pretty evasive against anybody's engages, really, if you are very good with Ziggs. But I don't know how good Menacing Menopause is with Ziggs. I know he's good with Heimer. But knowing having a lot of ambiguities there, I would have to give the advantage to Shiny Trico throughout most of the game. Probably, as I mentioned earlier, where the engagers are gonna dominate the team fights. Zed will probably be pretty useful throughout the game, even though he's not generally considered a late game champ. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. And then in the jungle, Vi versus Zac. I don't know jungle matchups so well. I generally tend to think of Zac as more of a late game leaning champion, like mid to late game he's good. Vi, I think early game to mid game. It depends on how you build Vi. You can build Vi as like lethality, or you can build Vi as tanky. Generally tankier champions scale better than lethality assassin type champions. And then in the bot lane, can go either way. Yeah, it all depends on whether Thresh lands his hooks or not. I think Varus Zyra can be a pretty painful poke lane to play against. If Thresh Draven can get good fights, then they'll win out. Otherwise, they'll slowly starve. And we're loading in. And skins. A skin on every champ. That is a pleasure to see. Unfortunately, I'm at 0 MS. Alright. Any notable mastery? Shiny Trico. 458,000 mastery points on Zed. Asian Sim 176,000 mastery points on Akali. That actually does put some weight in my head on how well Asian Sim will do. Let's see if this resolves on its own or I'm going to have to rejoin. We'll give it 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Quit rejoin. That's an annoying bug. Okay. Quick rejoin. Spectate game. I like how Iron Scout B's icon is a bee. It's cute. Okay. Let's try this again. I didn't know there is a Pulse Fire Shen skin. That probably is a fun one. Okay, this is looking more promising. Got a GLHF from JB Roster. Scoreboard. No time controls. Pick the timers. Okay, we'll have chat. Yeah. I don't want manual camera. Directed camera.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so Mr. B-Bone chilling on his own while the rest of his team is in the bush. Alright, got the scoreboard all niftied up. Alright, what's the difference between these? Oh, I'm just pausing it. I'm stupid. Alright, I'm doing a fast forward just to catch everything up. Should catch up relatively soon. A little bit of poke on a menacing menopause. Let's see where the junglers are headed. So it seems like Vi and Zac are both starting top side and doing a full clear, probably. Ooh, Wive's getting poked down by Asian Sim. And here, we're all caught up. Speed regulated. Shiny Trico, good trade on a menacing menopause. But Ziggs got that return damage on Zed's Walk of Shame back to his side of the minion wave. Let's see if either of the junglers want to go for a gank bot lane. We might see something. It looks like Zac is heading in for a lane gank, and Vi is going for the Krugs. So Zac will be there first, but he's probably going to wait for the wave to push back and for engaging, so we might see a 3v3 in the bot lane. Here, Wythe seems to be struggling a little bit. Asian Sim took that tower shot. That'll help him a little bit. But still, overall, lane seems to be going how Asian Sim wants it to be. Already up 5 minions. And, where are the junglers? I don't... Oh, okay. Vi just, did a drive-by in mid. Zac, just getting some vision. So it looks like there wasn't actually any fight, down in the bot lane. Unfortunate. But because, Zac went for the lane gank, he's actually down, I think 9 minions is the equivalent of 2 jungle camps, I believe. So that is actually pretty significant early in the game. We'll see if Krusty Krab capitalizes on that. Here, it looks like we're gonna have a 3-person gank in the top lane. No, Zed decides to go back to mid, which makes sense because wave has crashed, so they would have to dive in order to pull that whole thing off, and diving early is quite risky. Vi seems to be caught. Let's see if he gets out. Has flash, I believe. And yep, Vi gets out with a tiny bit of health. Menacing Menopause low in mana, but can still auto. Zed chunks him out quite a bit. And here we have more fight going on. This looks to be red advantaged, but that can turn real quick. Yep, Menacing Menopause walked into the enemy. Not very smart. Ooh, Zac lives with his blobs, and overall, that is a 3-for-1 in the favor of red team. Good job. So even though blue team got the early kill on to Menacing Menopause, the red team was able to catch out Asian Sim. I think Curse of Dragons late roam there helped secure that kill, and that was through Curse of Dragons and Wythe, and at the same time Mr. B-Bone and I guess just Mr. B-Bone was able to entrap the Zed and the Vi, and like keep them there while the reinforcements came. So yeah, we might see some play for the dragon soon. It looks like red team has priority in the bot lane, probably. Whoa, I'm just seeing now, Draven's up almost 20 minions. That is very good for almost about 7 minutes into the game. Yeah, wow. Shen has a tough time farming under tower. His autos do a weird amount of damage, and he has a pretty slow attack speed. Makes it difficult. Now, farming on a champion like Tryndamere, for example, is so wonderful because he has quick attack speed, and his autos do pretty good damage. And he also has a spin that you can activate instantaneously at any time. So all of that, great. Tryndamere is great for catching farm under tower. So even though Shen is down by quite a bit of farm, he has 2 kills from that skirmish in the mid lane. Really good for him. And that'll probably help him with his survivability in lane. Although here he seems to be pushing the wave while not so comfortable fighting into Akali. And it also seems like Vi is topside, Shen opting to back. While that seems like a pretty good call for a health management, the problem is if he wants to TP back, then Vi might gank him right as he gets to lane, and then he will have to do the Walk of Shame. But no, he's just doing the Walk of Shame here. Vi going for the Herald, and Akali probably freezing. Yeah, I think Akali is freezing. And at the same time, Rift Herald down. So yeah, Shen's caught in an awkward position. You hate to be in that position as a top laner where your lane is extended and you know your the enemy jungler is in the area, because you can't really do anything. Looks like red team taking the dragon. So 1-for-1 in objectives. Blue team got the Herald. Red team got the dragon. We're probably about to see Vi gank top, and then if that goes well, okay. It probably will go well as Shen just dashed in. And he doesn't have flash up. Yeah, Shen is most likely dead. And then Vi might drop Herald top. Yeah. But Shen does have TP, so it's working out that he held his TP. Still kind of... It always sucks to have Herald dropped in your lane just because... to have enemy Herald dropped in your lane because you don't want the enemy top laner getting all of that gold from the platings. But it is what it is. And Vi's the one who got that kill top, so Akali... Well, Akali could have used that kill. Can't go wrong with the jungler having a kill. Spread the usage across the map. Spread the advantage across the map. We have a little lull in the action. No objectives are up other than the towers, of course. Ziggs crashed mid lane before recalling, so it looks like he'll be able to walk back to lane without losing any farm. It seems like Shen is kind of stuck in a perpetual state of the wave pushing, but it looks like the wave is mostly crashed. We'll see if it ends up pushing back or not. Shen is roaming, probably to mid lane, or just getting some vision around the map, or just looking around the map, see if Vi's around there. She isn't. Lobster's dropping the pink ward, clearing out vision so that Krusty Krab can get in there. Red team playing very defensive. They are suspicious of the jungler here. Honestly, Vi probably would be able to pull off an alcove gank by walking around here. Sometimes the minions won't catch. I actually think the minions would catch it there. Oh, but here we go. Engaged by the Varus ultimate and pulled off very well. So despite a red team winning that early fight in the mid lane, we're even in kills now, and it seems like blue team has the momentum here. Zac engaging, and that is a dead Varus. Draven cashing out on his stacks. That's very good. Oh, but Ziggs just caught out. That can't be good. Ziggs definitely dead. But we might see some return kills here. Ooh! Very nice flash by Shen to keep Vi right there in the middle. And then Lobshish flashes away, but he's probably dead. We'll just see how long it takes them to get the kill. Mr. Bebo not afraid of the tower at all. He's a Zac, of course. Oh, Iron Scout B is caught. He's just dead in a matter of time once they crash the wave. Oh, Mr. B-Bone kind of whiffed that. But they do bait out the TP. That's a Kali TP. You don't want to be using your TP not top lane in almost every situation early. I don't know. I guess maybe that's a fine TP. I don't know. I think Varus would have lived even if Akali didn't TP. So I don't know. I like the thought. Why is Mr. Bebo? Why is Menacing Menopause there? All right, Menacing Menopause kind of griefing. I don't know if Wise is helping. Oh, Wise messed up the dash over the wall. Lobshish is there. Zed is there. Okay, unfortunate situation. I think Menacing Menopause just isn't... He's, like, not in the right places. Like, it looks like Red Team's getting that dragon. He was just running up from here. What was he doing over here? I'm like so confused. I think on the bright side for Red Team, it seems like Blue Team is going a little bit too hard for that first kill in a team fight. But as a result, they're kind of putting themselves in a bad position for Red Team's reinforcements. So that's something to keep an eye out for in the future fights. Here, okay, we see Varus pushed the wave and is going to recall. Not quite soon enough to ensure he'll get back before the next wave, but won't be able to be punished too heavily for that recall. And another lull in the action. We see Rift Heralds up, so that's an objective to go for. Red Team, even though they're down almost 1k in gold, they're up 2 dragons, so I would say they have the technical advantage. Although in general, a lot of it can depend on, like, team comps, how well a comp scales. Like, for example, if even the Red Team is down in gold, if their team scaled particularly well compared to a Blue Team, one could argue that they still have the advantage even though they're down. But here, Zac seems to be caught, but he's in his jungle, so how caught can he really be? Asian Sim probably dead. Yep. And again, went a little bit too far. Yeah, that seemed to be a little bit more reckless of an example. Asian Sim just... I think he just didn't consider the follow-up from the enemy. Here, Zed, a little too deep. It just keeps happening. It just seems Blue Team is pretty good at disengaging with stuff like Shen Ultimate, Shen Taunt, Thresh Hook, Thresh Lantern, Zac Knockup. Like, even though a lot of these are traditionally used as engages, it seems like a lot of these abilities are being utilized as disengaging / just standard CC abilities. Okay, we see red team had a solid reset, and they're all headed back out. Did anyone get the Herald? Oh yeah, Zach got the Herald. Good for him. Very nice. Good job, B-Bone. Let's look at individual champion gold. See if anything sticks out. Most gold is on Draven, actually. Draven appears to be very fed from his 3 kills. Draven, of course, is passive. Lets him get... Basically, he gets gold on minions killed, but he actually gains the gold when he kills an enemy champion, and he's getting that. Another fight here. Yes, things just keep seeming to get worse for blue team. Oh, nice thresh hook. But, okay. Zed put on sweet moves, but red team just had too much chase. Asian Sim seems to be caught. Yeah. Dag nabbit. Daggy nabby. And that is a Herald drop by red team. That's one turret going down, although I think it was pretty healthy, and I don't know if a second charge is going to go off. No, Krusty Krab gets rid of that Herald last second before it lands. Why face checks the bush, takes a little bit of damage, but very tanky, so it's not going to bother him too much. And that seems to be a caught out Vi. Ults the Draven. Draven flashes away and gets out alive. Zac passive going down. Varus getting killed. Asian Sim running away. But it's just so difficult to run away from Zac, and blue team FFing out of depression. So, if you're red team that game, awesome game, went exactly how you wanted it. If you're blue team that game, man, that's depressing. You better hope that you turn things around in game 2. I think, so it felt like red team's comp was very powerful there, that game. But I think it's just blue team just kept on over-engaging as individuals and not respecting follow-up for the red team. And then by late in that game, it was by late in that game, the teams were just clumped together. Maybe blue team would have done better if they had some split pushing in that game. Some, because the thing about split pushing that's great is that you gain map pressure, and you also you force the other team to need to think about what they're gonna do instead of just mindlessly clumping. Because in that last game, red team was able to just be as 5 in the last 10 minutes of the game, and they were basically unbeatable because they were ahead in gold and they had pretty good tanks. Damn right, I'm a split push enjoyer. Split pushing is very valuable. Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to do it every game, but in many games you should. Even if you don't play a traditional split pusher, like in some situations it's valuable. Alright, so let's see here. So, in the first game, we used Pro Draft. This game, we are using Draft LOL. Nice, nice. Draft has not started yet. Menacing fatness pause. Ooh. Hate, body shaming. Oh, and we're in the bands. Katarina. I guess, Shiny Trigo's Katarina is something to be feared. Draven banned. Yep, after last game, I understand it. I don't. Although Draven got fed and did a lot of damage in those fights, I don't know if that was the problem. But if you don't really have anything that particularly sticks out as a ban, it's understandable, the Draven ban. The Karthus ban, I don't understand. Maybe I missed something from OLS. I don't know if somebody played like Karthus support with that rune where when you damage an enemy champion you get gold. I forget what that's called. Let me check. What's that called? That is called First Strike. First Strike, fun rune. Fun rune on Karthus. Okay, and I missed the last bans, but it's Wukong, Fiora, and Blitz. Blitz makes sense because Curse of Dragon likes Blitz, and one Blitz hook can really change the outcome of a game, and blue team doesn't want that to happen. We see the Thresh picked. That's going to be a Curse of Dragons Thresh. Again, second game. Good for him. We'll see if he's as... He did good last game. He got that early roam, which helped secure the Akali, and in general, he did well. He got landed hooks at times where he needed to. Kai'Sa, I think Kai'Sa was locked in. Kai'Sa, very strong champ. Honestly, I think Kai'Sa's E is disgusting, where like late game where Kai'Sa can just E and run all the way across the map. Apparently, I missed out on an absolute banger for the other game. That's unfortunate. Probably wasn't gonna watch it anyway, but whatever. Who won game one? That's for me to know and for you to find out. No, I'm kidding. Uh, this team, the Booty Clappers, I believe. They're the Booty Clappers, right? I'm not sure. The one without Krusty Krab. Oh, and we have the Jinx. Draven got banned. Jinx picked up another high damage champion. Not quite as high damage. And here we saw the Kai'Sa. Ornn, is that for what you call it, for Asian Sim? Asian Sim Ornn? I don't think Asian Sim is an Ornn player. I think he picks it up, and I think that's one of the picks that when I played in OLS I would abuse. But we'll see. And I think Ornn in general is good against Jace because after level 6 and some items, Ornn is just too tanky for Jace to damage. But Jace always disgusting early. Absolutely disgusting level 1. Disgusting pre-6. But then he falls off pretty fast if he doesn't get ahead. So yeah, we'll see. And Pike in general, I think is good against Jinx, like hook champions in general. Good against Jinx because Jinx immobile champion. Might get Gale Force, we'll see. But if Jinx has to get Gale Force, then Jinx won't have Kraken Slayer, and if Jinx doesn't have Kraken Slayer, Jinx will take a lot longer to kill champions like Ornn, for example. The tanks. Evelyn. Was that locked in? Yeah, it was. Evelyn. That's gonna be a Krusty Krab Evelyn. I don't know if I've seen one of those games before. Maybe I have. Who knows? I've seen a lot of games in my day. Maokai. We see the Meowkai. And last pick is going to be mid laner. Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger. Will we see it? Heimerdinger. Calling it Heimerdinger. Might also see like Ziggs or something, but probably Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger? Probably gonna be Heimerdinger. Galio. Oh, that's not Heimerdinger. Alright. And for the final pick, gonna be a mid laner. What's he gonna pick into Galio? I don't know. I saw they banned Azir last game. Maybe Azir. Although I don't know if Azir's good into Galio. What's good into Galio? Talon? Probably not. Syndra? That makes sense. That sounds good, probably. Like, not great, but good. Okay. Now remember these picks, but because they're about to come off screen. And poof! Everyone's getting on the right side. And here we go. Alright, alright, alright. The dreaded 3-minute wait plus the draft. I wonder if Angela is going to join us or not. Angelina. Formerly Master Tier. Might still be Master Tier, not sure. Not sure. Alright, banned the Draven. Yeah, I don't think the Draven ban was necessary. But whatevs. You know, whatevs. Alright. I'm looking forward to seeing how the mid lane is gonna go. Syndra versus Galio. Um, that's probably Galio favored. I don't know what the interaction is with Syndra Knockaway and Galio E. I'm curious how that's gonna go. I'm also curious how top lane's gonna go. Jace versus Ornn. Probably gonna be Ornn favored, but we'll see. All right. The Zach ban, that made sense, I think, like after last game. Although I don't know. I felt like it was more blue team's mistakes. Like now blue team's mistakes, that cost them the game than red team's composition. It's the opposite of what I just said. Now red team's mistakes, not now blue team's mistakes. Whew. Alright, let's make this a quick 2-0, and so I can get out of here. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. Could go either way. Alright, and we have the draft. I'm curious to see how what's his face is gonna do on the Kaisa. Kaisa Pike. Yeah, perfectly good bot lane. Don't know if there's any particular synergy there. I don't think so, really. But I don't think so with Thresh Jinx either. Both perfectly good lanes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always fun to see a Jinx pop off in game. Also, JB Roaster, former teammate, so gotta support the Rooster. Let's see him get it done. I didn't notice the Maokai. Is that Maokai top? You don't really see Maokai top much anymore. Wait, it's Maokai jungle. Yeah, that's Maokai jungle. Hey, alright. I'm down to see some Maokai jungle. Maokai vs Evelyn jungle. Interesting jungle matchup. Yeah. If I was Evelyn, I'd probably camp top. Because Jace probably quite vulnerable against Evelyn. And also, if Jace falls behind early, he's kind of done too. So that's probably what I'd do. Also, like, I don't know, are you really gonna catch Galio with Evelyn? I don't know. Are you gonna catch Jinx? Just Thresh Lantern out of there, and you're done. You're gone. But Jace, in that long top lane, pretty vulnerable. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll live and we'll learn. We'll live and we'll learn. Got another 1 minute. Nice, nice, nice. Uh, April 2nd. That Pitt semester probably starting to wind down. Getting near finals. I would suspect. As a no longer college student, I am shotgunning that. I think so. I would guess there are a couple weeks left in the semester. Hope y'all are enjoying your classes, working hard and playing a little bit harder in League of Legends. Nice, nice. Alright, now let's get into the game. Hopefully there won't be any problem with getting started. Okay. Lobshish Pike. Most. Oh, yeah. Lobshish Pike. Yeah. Lobshish Pike. That's like a thing. Lobshish on the pike. Okay, it looks like no bug. Good. Have the pause. JB pooped his pants. No minimap? We could do that. JK. No time controls. Shotgun disabled. Okay. Okay, okay. Game out pause at 14. Yeah, it's a bug because it was paused. Sometimes it gets weird like that. Alright, let's see it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
We might see some collision here on the bot side. Curse of Dragons. Did you see them? Surely you saw them. Oh, is that a caught lobshish? Alright, opted for the no flash hook, and lobshish did the dash away. And honestly, probably a good call, because the dash away, he would have gotten out, even with the flash. Iron Scout B and Shiny Trico chilling up there.
Minions have spawned.
I've never really met Iron Scout B, but seems chill from all the stuff I've heard about him. This is directed camera, by the way. Maokai seems to be late to farm. They have vision. Yeah, I don't know why he was late to the jungle camp. I don't know. Ooh, Lobshish trying to get that stun early. Didn't land the stun, but they won the trade over. Red team won that trade overall, so worked out. Lobshish healing with that pike passive. Ooh, I thought that landed, but that definitely landed. Curse of Dragon gets poked out, popped a, I don't know if he popped a potion or a biscuit. Risk it for the biscuit, as they say. Oh, I messed this up. Ooh, that is almost a dead Thresh. Might be a dead Pike. Is a dead Pike. Ooh, very turbulent bot lane. But overall, that's a 1-for-1, each AD carry getting a kill there. But Jinx got the first blood, so more gold to the Jinx. But also, Wave, I think, is pushing away from blue, so maybe slightly worse in minions for Jinx also. Oh, I'm just realizing it's Krusty Krab as the AD carry, Shiny Trico as the jungler, Asian Sim as the mid laner, Iron Scout B as the top laner. So they really switched it up. Honestly, I don't think it was a good call. But, you know, it's their team. They can do what they want. Like, I understand people say insanity is trying to do the same thing twice and expecting different results. But, like, I'm really not a fan of the idea of just swapping a bunch of roles in different games in the same series. I just don't like that. B-Bone seems to be there to help blue team crash that wave. Crashes enough to start pushing back. Ooh, that was an interesting interaction. Both hooked at the same time. Pause to the immediate R, it looks like. Alright. So let's... Dragon's coming up. Evelyn is near bot side, so we might see Evelyn head bot. Yeah, okay. So we'll see here. Evelyn probably about to head bot. No. Taking the scuttle, it looks like. Ooh, Pike hooked. But Evelyn is there. Yeah, Evelyn's there, but decides to leave. Okay. Ooh, Pike hooked. You know, Curse of Dragon's doing good landing these hooks on Pike. Pike, generally kind of a difficult champion to hook, kind of intimidating to try to hook, because, you know, when you throw out your hook, you're... for all of you less experienced players out there, it's important to think of all of the mini mechanics that go into an ability. So when Thresh goes to throw out his hook, there's a short cast time, and then the hook gets thrown. And during that whole time, Thresh actually can't move, so he's kind of like mini stunning himself. And during that time, he's very vulnerable to getting hooked by Pike since he's stationary. Ooh, that's gonna be bad for JB Roaster. 1 for 1 again. Because fortunate for blue team, Pike got locked under turret there. Otherwise, that would have just been a straight kill. Krusty Krab going a little aggressive in that trading on to Curse of Dragons. Alright, alright. Well, here in the top lane, I'm noticing that Jace up quite a bit in farm, so he's doing pretty well. Is it enough? I don't know. Probably see Iron Scout B recall here. TP back top. But at the same time, Mr. B-Bone is top side, so might see some action. Here, have an engage going on Asian Sim. Wife tried to land the big thingy. The orb. The Jace orb. But Asian Sim flashed, of course. And yeah. Asian Sim getting engaged on again. Seems to be the trade pattern. Curse of Dragons overall handling. Oh, lands that hook onto JB Roaster. But didn't actually go in. Oh, Curse of Dragons should hook us. Not the flash. Yeah, those are fun fights in the bot lane. But Evelyn's in the bot. We might see a little bait and kill. And yeah. That's a pretty devastating late flash. Oh! Oh, Evelyn. Oh, Evelyn. Oh, poor sweet Evelyn. Caught under tower. Got rooted by something. Didn't see what. Something. So, like, even though red team had the numbers for most of that, they actually went down. 2 kills for 1 there. Right here, Wythe in melee form of Jace because he wants to get the mana back. For those non-Jace players out there, when Jace autos in melee form, he gets mana. That's something I didn't know for a long time. That's why I'm pointing it out. For you non-Evelyn players out there, Evelyn actually, when she becomes invisible, she also gets her health regenerated to a certain point. Ooh, the Jinx rocket misses. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to land onto a Pike in general. See, Krusty Krab has that evolved E, which makes it basically impossible to land. That looks like a dead Syndra unless we see some magic feet. But we don't. Yeah, so... Okay, this is probably gonna be a dead somebody. Holy moly. In general, even if you're getting some stuff there, you don't want Krusty Krab getting any kills, because Krusty Krab is prone to pop off in the late game. Overall good for blue team, but that's something to be cautious of. You just don't want Krusty Krab getting kills. And that's what's dangerous about a Krusty Krab Lob Shish bot lane, is that they're both good players. Lob Shish can really facilitate those early lane phase fights. And overall, I'd say blue team did a good job resisting, even though they weren't fully unscathed. I think they did pretty good overall. Wythe did not take the lantern there. And it seems like a winning fight for red team. Oh! Krusty Krab. Krusty Krab, Krusty Krab needs to be contained. Ooh, that was a good dodge. Followed by not a dodge. And bam! Even in kills, red team's actually up in gold. I think they were down for a while, but now they're up in gold. And Kai'Sa, 6-1-1. Kai'Sa's gonna be the one to watch. But I think blue team has pretty good engage with the Maokai, Galio, Thresh. Although overall, I don't know if I love their comp. In general, I don't love Jace. I don't love Jace. He just seems difficult to utilize outside of the lane phase. He kind of functions as an assassin. But like a weird assassin. Rift Herald dropped. Yeah, don't love that. Again, it's a Fed Kaisa, which, you know, can be an inconvenient fact to remember. That was a good kill. Good kill on the Pike. And we're gonna see the Herald charge. That might be a dead Iron Scout B. Alright, Wyeth used the knockback effectively. It's best utilized as as the enemy is trying to dash past you, you use it. Because you'll always knock the enemy in the same place as Jace. That might be a dead Menacing Menopause. Yeesh. Yeesh. A little overextended. Ooh! That did not look like it landed. But it did. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oof. Oof, oof. Here, Jace is actually getting pretty strong. So that can be good. We might see some split push Jace coming out. Probably not, I feel like he won't. But we probably should see some split push Jace coming out. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like in a lot of games, teams like to match the momentum of the enemy team. So something that I used to say a lot when I was playing in OLS is we need to slow down the pace of the game. Because here, blue team is just, they're starting to get caught up in all these fights, even though they don't seem to be doing so well. But as I say that, they go 1 for 1 in the bot lane and then almost pick up a kill in the mid lane. So maybe they are doing well. But, you know, sometimes a team can just get caught up in losing fight after fight. They don't realize they can just not fight and not keep losing and just avoid losing the fights. But, you know, blue's not even nearly out of this. Like, it's still a pretty close game. It's just, I think red team is probably gonna pull away with the Fed Kaisa. And that's a dead Curse of Dragons in all likelihood. That's a dead Menacing Menopause in all likelihood. JK? Un-JK. So they initially fought that really well, but they just didn't have this. They didn't have enough. So yeah, that was a big fight for red team. They went from slightly ahead to notably ahead. I don't know if... Yeah, this... I don't think this is good for blue team. Because again, Kai'Sa's there. Although Kai'Sa is pretty low. Alright. Alright. Let's see where things go from here. So it looks like red team's bot lane is headed top because they want to secure that top turret. They already got the other two turrets. So Jace kind of seems to be caught in an awkward position as the top laner. Gonna be 1v2, not gonna be able to do anything more than just poke with his empowered Q and his regular Q. A little bit of both. Yeah, he puts up a little bit of a resistance, but can't do much. Honestly, like, he got away with that, but probably not worth the risk. He could have died if that was landed. So, I think Rift Herald's gonna be coming up, but it's also gonna be falling off. Unless it's just the indicator for Baron. Yeah, it might be. Oh, interesting. Yeah, a bit forward of an engage by blue team. It seems like they're getting pretty desperate for these engages. Although, it actually worked out. I feel like I'm misanalyzing all of these. Like, the ones that I think are gonna be blowouts aren't. Maybe it's 'cause Ornn wasn't there. Maybe that's why that worked in favor for blue team. Although it was just 2 for 1. And I think what blue team really wants is that Kai'Sa shutdown, but it's not gonna be easy for them to get. Getting pinged. Alright, so Angela messaged me, said he'll join if there's a game 3. And it's looking like there might be. Baron's up. Might see red team position for it, might not. Iron Scout B might be caught here. Definitely took a good lot of damage, even if he doesn't go down. Although here we see he decides to stay, while Wise decides to back. Oof. Curse of Dragons appears to be caught. But who's the real one that's caught, huh? Shiny Trico was caught. You caught a shiny Trico. Well done. Alright, and it's a Baron. I'm realizing blue team's going for this Baron. Sorry, I spaced out for a minute. Iron Scout B with the ultimate. And yeah, this is looking scary. But yeah, this could be good. Ooh, hook onto Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa killed. But it looks like it's a little too late, as blue team's already pretty low overall. And it's just Mr. Bebo and Curse of Dragons who are left. Maokai, Thresh. And they don't feel comfortable. Red team doesn't feel comfortable going for the Baron, but we might see them go for the Dragon. Ooh, Evelyn going fishing and got on its line a nice juicy Pajama Maokai. Pajama Guardian? Is that what he is called? And yeah, they're definitely getting that dragon. I'm curious to see if Kai'Sa... Oh, I'm seeing Kai'Sa as cleanse. Okay, I was thinking, like, Kai'Sa's probably going to want to go for QSS, because there's so much CC on blue team, but Kai'Sa has cleanse. Alright. It must have been down in that last team fight. Probably. Probably. Syndra got stopwatch. We'll see if anything comes of that. Let's look at the gold. Probably Kai'Sa way ahead of everyone else. 1,300. Whereas Jace is 10,000. So Jace is pretty strong. But Kai'Sa's way ahead of everybody. Pyke, disappointingly behind in general. Like, Pikes tend to be worth a lot of gold because they're one of the few supports that actually, like, kill people with the execute. But Pyke hasn't had the opportunity to pop off, so kudos to blue team for keeping the Pyke in check. Lobshish, very good Pyke. Jinx, not super strong, but not super weak. And yeah, that's basically that. I don't know, Jinx isn't really ahead of anybody. Whatever, Jinx doing fine. Ooh, might see. Will Kai'Sa follow? No. Oh. That Evelyn does a lot of damage. Well, that's Evelyn's specialty, assassinating the champion, so Evelyn does what Evelyn does, what can I say? So, here we have 4 red team members, and then Syndra is bot. The Syndra does have TP, so if they need Syndra... Okay, and now they're engaging. Oh, that's a bad engage. Jinx isn't there. Jinx is all the way back there. What are you doing, JB Roaster? Taking a nap. Yeah. No, I thought that was going to be a good opportunity for blue team to fight, even though one of their team members were picked, because Syndra was down there. Syndra ended up TPing, but after the Baron was taken, blue team could have maybe fought before if they were all there, but they just weren't. Unfortunate. Alright. So, Syndra opting for the split push. I don't really love seeing Syndra split push. I think he's doing it because it's Asian Sim, who I think likes to split push as a top laner. So it's a habit of his. Ooh, that might be a caught Horn. Honestly, that should probably be a blue team strategy. Iron Scout B, I think he's a bronze player. I think he might be silver. Um, but he tends to be pretty easy to catch out compared to other players. So that honestly seems like a solid strategy to just catch out Iron Scout B and then try to leverage that 5v4. I don't know if that's what they're gonna do. Ooh, that was a sneaky play by Curse of Dragons. Didn't pay off. Got the cleanse from Krusty Krab. And that's a dead Krusty Krab. I think this is the win for blue team. Jinx popping off. But we see a TP from Ornn. Oh, that looked like it was gonna be so good for blue team for a moment. But actually, that Ornn TP was very good. Really turned that fight around. Oh. Well played by Thresh to make that make this almost a manageable situation from what it seemed like a complete blowout. All right. Okay, alright, okay. Alright, okay. Alright, okay. Okay. Nothing seems to be happening right now. Just teams poking at each other. Blind Thresh hook attempt, missed. B-Bone might be caught, flashes away. Ornn caught. Gets healed last second, I didn't see from what, but yeah, Ornn killed. But Evelyn picks up the Galio in return. But that's Evelyn ult down. Still looks like B-Bone wanted to try to sneak that. Oh, Kai'Sa down. So blue team started to be able to get onto the Kai'Sa. That's very good for them. Kai'Sa, I see, has a stopwatch. Bought a stopwatch? I don't know if you can check what somebody's runes are. For some reason, it's not showing Kai'Sa's runes. That's weird. Yeah, not showing Kai'Sa's runes. Oh, that, you can't make that mistake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Red team should win this. But they're kind of throwing here. Okay. So red team managed to save that. But they kind of threw that. I think they lost an extra turret because of that. So now it's an open inhib. And Baron coming up in 20 about. We might see red team go for the Baron right as it comes up. We'll see. Because these guys are spawning like right as Baron comes up, so it's going to take them a little bit of time to travel. But no, it doesn't look like red team's going for that. Just Pyke getting a little bit of vision down. And they're probably going to go for the Baron soon, just not yet. Alright, some positioning. Ooh, that's a hook onto Jace. But not quite caught. Oh, but Shiny Trico. Shiny Trico wanted to get the kill, but almost got killed in return. Jinx ultimate from downtown. But now, Blue seems to be caught. Jinx far away, but no, Jinx here now. And so Jinx is healthy, but the rest of the team just absolutely chunked out. They want to heal up. And they might be able to go for the Baron. Might be able to get it. Scary, scary game. Can go either way. Okay, did not opt to try to get that Baron while blue team was recalled. But we are probably about to see another fight. Kai'Sa has cleanse up. We'll probably see a cleanse. Oh, here. Now we see the rune showing. Lethal tempo. But I was curious whether the stopwatch was bought by Kai'Sa or if it came from the rune. But I think it was bought, because now we see Kai'Sa has GA. And the GA is up. I think as blue team, you just keep fishing till you catch Ornn. I think that's the way to do it. Another notable thing, Dragon's coming up in a minute. That can be soul for red team, which can be huge. Like, for the tanks, for Ornn, it can be huge. But also, like, Kai'Sa, that's an extra layer of protection. Honestly, if I was blue team, I might be a little bit afraid of going for the dragon. I might, like, try to trade off the inhib for the, dragon. But, probably not gonna happen. Thresh flashed away. Ornn seems to be caught. Also Evelynn, but Evelynn ults to get away. Kai'Sa going for the inhib. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I agree with that decision by Kai'Sa. I don't know. If blue team doesn't get anything for this, then it was a good decision. But I feel like blue team should have gotten something, but it looks like Evelynn's gonna take the Baron, or the dragon. Bot tier 1 for blue team finally goes down. I don't know how I think Evelynn just didn't have smite, so she tried to get it with her ultimate. Because if Evelynn had smite, I think she would have gotten the dragon there. Oh, Zanya's of death right there. It would have been smarter to just try to keep running. I don't think they can end here, but that's probably going to be blue inhib mid. So, inhib for an inhib. So, overall, when Krusty Krab went for the inhib down here, that ended up being a bad decision. Blue team going for the end. Can they do it? Maybe they can. First turret down. Oh, that's a 4-person Ornn. Holy smokes. Kai'Sa still alive. Still alive. GA resurrecting. That looks like it's gonna be game probably. Oh! Oh, and they just clear out blue team and they're still in it. Holy smokes. Wait. Oh, so Jinx got charmed by the Evelynn. Oh, that was beautiful. It was like one or two autos away, and then Jinx just gets charmed. Wow. Isn't this terrible how like the health bar just gets blocked off by this thing? Gotta do that. Forget to do that. Yeah, that's the problem with spectator mode is that so now you gotta ask the question, are we gonna see any backdoors? Not really, none of these champs are really particularly great at backdoors. But you can always backdoor with almost any champ. Like Jinx theoretically could backdoor. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. Jace is probably the best for backdooring. But I don't know, Jace probably not great for backdooring. Oh, and I didn't notice, apparently red team got Baron at some point. That's good for them. Nice. And here you can see Kai'Sa is full build, but Jinx is also full build. So Kai'Sa's gold advantage kind of diminishing over time as once you're full build, not much more you can get. Oh, I see Kai'Sa sold boots. No boots Kai'Sa. People like to do that. I'm honestly not a fan of that. I just think movement speed on ADCs is important. But obviously you get the extra stats. So I get it. I personally am not a fan of selling boots. It feels very risky. No one else is really full build. Top laner is getting pretty close. Yeah, it looks like Jace basically just hit full build. Does he have an elixir? Oh! Jace got caught. Rough. Honestly, that's big, because that probably means Dragon's going to red team, and now they're getting the soul. So, it's pretty good that blue team got the last dragon, because this could have been Elder Dragon if red team got the last dragon. And if red team got Elder Dragon here, that would be a very likely situation where red team wins. But here they only get fourth dragon. Still pretty big thing to get soul, but not elder. It's not elder. Okay. So Baron's coming up in 2.5 minutes. Until then, we'll probably see red team poking around for that inhib. It seems like red team kinda has the map control right now. I'd like to see more. You can't really buy pink wards once your item shop gets full. But it just seems to me like Evelynn can get around too easily and has been picking off people, and that's kind of been good leverage for red team. So as blue team, you kind of want to avoid that. So here it seems like blue team solution is just to be grouped overall. B-Bone trying to defend this turret, honestly, it seems too dangerous to me and risky. B-Bone pulled over the wall. Who's that, Evelyn? Evelyn gets caught. Okay, but that's a pick by blue team. They're trying to chase, but I don't think they have the speed to chase, really. Yeah, they don't have the speed. Another knockback by Syndra. The poke starting to weigh on blue team. Oh, but Syndra seems to be caught. Honestly, I don't... Oh, Kai'Sa on the back. Kai'Sa gets taken down. Jace also got taken down, but Kai'Sa's more important. Ornn, big boy, but gets taken down, and it's looking like that's probably game. Pike, can he get away? No, and Evelyn wants to get the Jinx, but gets stunned, and that is game. Holy moly, what a game. That was a good one. But overall, that's going to be a 2-0 for the Booty Clappers. I don't know, I don't think I can say I approve of that team name, but I approve of the gameplay. And they beat Iron Scout B Fan Club 2.0. So well played. Good game. To get the damage charts, and that's gonna be the Clappers going to the finals. Congratulations, Clappers. Wow, Jace did a lot of damage. Holy moly, more than the Kai'Sa. How did that happen? Because he was against Ornn, that's why. He was against Iron Scout B's Ornn. Damage taken, Maokai. Tanky guy. Alright, well, thank you all very much for watching. This was a nice, blast from the past to be, casting an OLS game. I remember those days when I played OLS. Well, again, thanks for watching and have a good night. I'm gonna be calling it. Right. See you, folks.